All right.
Good morning and welcome to the Porch. I am one of your co-hosts, the chosen one, and my second co-host is Mr. Taylor, Mr. Work Hard himself.
The success engineer, my man.
There you go. See, shout yourself out. I like it. Today's subject is. What is success worth to you? It's a very big complication right there, because a lot of people may not be willing to pay the price or do the things they need to do to be successful. And that is a problem, but it's a problem just for you.
So what made you come up with that? He said I'm rubbing off on him. So he came up with the. I was like, yeah, that's a great one. I wasn't even thinking about that.
The reason why I came up with that is because of the recent events that's happening. Both positive and negative. People getting contract extensions, and then the past is, why aren't you sharing, or whatever the case may be. I've just been seeing the world in a different light as of late, and it's not always disappointing, but most of the time it is. It's very disappointing and very discouraging for you, not for me, because what you do doesn't affect me.
What's discouraging about it? Like, why did you use those words?
The discouraging is, you have all these things at your fingertips, but you're still going about it in a disappointing way. Like you still want a handout, and it's right there. You can just take it.
Oh,
it doesn't make sense. Why do you need a handout? Why you need a discount on something that's already there for you to take advantage of? It doesn't make sense to me.
And I think that's what our counterparts be pointing out, but when you had a hand in putting somebody in that position, you can't tell that person that you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's what they used to say back in the day.
Oh yeah,
you know
classic.
What I mean? So if I put you in the state to have no boots, and then I tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps because you don't have no boots.
I have no boots.
Yeah. Just taste the soup. Just taste the soup.
Just taste
Aha. Aha. That's where the issue comes in. So, and what I'm hearing from you is that, and I'm not the end all be all, and I probably talk like that, and I talk arrogant, but I know this stuff. So,
good to know. You have factual backup there.
Yeah, but like so when you do have it and it's readily available to you to take advantage of, and you don't take advantage of, that goes into the habits for success. So if you're not used to the habits of success and you're not understanding the way to success, and like our podcast title today is is success worth it to you? If you don't even understand that it's a process anyway, and your habit is that we've been conditioned to do it this way for a very long time, and success is a whole total mind shift on how you see things, how you feel, how you interact with the world, how you take in the things of the world, and then how you walk through the world. So there's a lot of different elements going on when you when we're telling people to take advantage of some things. So I see it every day because, like, I work with students. I'm like, you should take advantage of college credit classes. Like, we paying for this stuff for free. I'm laying out the logistics of it. Like, the money you're going to save, the money you're going to come up with, these type of things if you just put in the work. But then you don't want to put in the work. If you want to put in the work, but you don't you don't deem it worth it. And then now you don't understand that this is worth it. You know what I mean? We was looking at Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, and she has a PhD, and like all the people in the past, like if they was talking about issues in the world, as far as black people was concerned, they was mostly PhDs, master's degrees. Like they just wasn't no regular person.
Yeah, they put in work.
Yeah, they put in some work to actually study the stuff from a perspective of expertise. So that's so that's a little different. And then we talked about how political people that speak on political issues, they talk in statistics, and statistics, in my estimation, is like the lowest. Like it's the surface level stuff. Like you could talk about statistics all the time, but that doesn't make you intelligent because you can list statistics. That's like listing a whole bunch of Bible verses right when they're supposed to be listed, but like you ain't really biblical in your own life type of thing, you know.
Copy and paste.
right. But
I said this.
But people will respect you if you put them in. If you spit them out in the right at the right time. So that's that's something that like making it worth it. And coming back to my students, you have to deem it worth it to go through something to get to success. And in my book, Work Smarter and Work Harder, I go through it's dang, what's that quote? It's success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal.
Yeah.
But you have to deem it worthy. If you don't deem it worthy, then what?
So basically, the topic of the show is if everything is brought to your feet. So bootstraps. We talked about bootstraps. So if we buy you some boots and give them to you, are you going to put them on? Are you going to ask us to put them on for you? How much of this do we have to do for you to see the potential of success in order for you to buy in? Because regardless if you buy in or not, there's going to be other people that's going to buy in. There's not going to be a lot of people that's going to be lazy about this subject because they want to be successful. They do not want to be in the position that they are in. And that is the ultimate motivation for success, is to move forward, to move prominently towards your future. And that's what we're here for.
And maybe you do want to live a different way and you don't know how to. And that's the conditioning of our society. And I saw it when I went to Spain over the summer, and it was like we was in a third world country, but they're like a first world country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I came back here, it's like, oh, we do have some different things that are actually beneficial to us, and like we're not peeing on the street and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I mean, it may be some areas, but like you can get away from that.
You can get away from it.
And it's not like prevalent in our downtown most populated areas. You know what I mean? At least in Kansas City, it ain't. But
no.
But you can see the difference between like people doing things traditionally. What did I say? I've been writing my ideas down and stuff, but habits are made, traditions are kept. So if you see somebody doing something just because we've been doing it for this way for so long, that's a tradition, and you're not even thinking of it. Habits are made, so I have to make it like a cake. Like I have to put the necessary ingredients into this habit so it can make me be successful. Traditions aren't necessarily going to make you be successful. You know what I
That's
mean?
just what's brought this. Just
That's just
sit down.
Yeah,
Hey, you need to know this.
it's me giving you the boots
Mm-hmm.
and you putting the boots on and walking with them. It
Hopefully,
doesn't, huh?
I hope they tie him up. I don't want you to fall. We don't want you to fall. Tie him up, please. You might have to run.
So that wasn't funny.
It was.
No,
it was terrible. It was terribly funny. But
me giving you boots, and because we saw it in our society, they gave us like food stamps and these types of things. That's I call it learned helplessness. And I'm not saying that people don't need these things. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you are depending on it, and depending on it for just your source. This is my source.
Yeah.
And I'm
fully. Had to do very
you're
much
creating
more.
a habit of dependency on that. But if you're using it to get to another level, to get to, like I'm using Iris to get to work for right now, so that I can save some money, so that I can get my own vehicle and pay my own insurance and do all the things that I need to do with that. But I need a way to get there. That's what we talking about, and that's what you need to find worth it. You need to find it worth having to go through these steps to get to wherever it is that you want to go. And that's what I see a lot of our young people, for real. They don't want it that way. That's what we call entitlement. It's like, I don't have to do the work. You should just give it to me because I'm just a little bit good.
Just a little bit. Not a lot.
Not a lot.
It's not even guaranteed.
No, I show up.
I show up to a lot of places too.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna get what I want.
Yeah. And that's what we're saying. You're not gonna get what you want every time, and then nobody's always going to be able to hand it out to you and give you this. So I tell my students all the time: once you leave high school, you will not have as many people that are wanting to help you be successful. It goes down to almost zero. It's like a handful of people. It's like your family and friends are the only ones that are checking for you, but they may not even know. They've been conditioned to think a certain way, to talk a certain way, to be a certain, all that time. And once you get into the dependency, like that's the quickest way to, as a young person, the quickest way to get into the matrix and be stuck in the matrix is what people call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's to be dependent on something, which dependency is like bills. You depend on your house, where you live, your cell phone, your car. Like, once these things start piling up, now you have to go to work.
You have to
maintain. And that's where we get stuck in the matrix. I'm just trying to get people not to be stuck in the matrix. I call it F me money. Free me money. I'm trying to get you to a place where it says, like, if I don't want to be here, I don't have to be here, because I got enough money to move on to the next journey. But most people don't have that, and I don't have it right now either. So but I have the ability to make income, and we all have the ability to make extra another source of income without having to be regulated by a job specifically. So if I was to lose my job or quit my job, I know how to make money.
And that's a wonderful thing. I trying to get to where I can just not have to worry about money for like a whole month. And just go somewhere and just be chilling out and not worry about nothing. That's my goal. And I'm going to get there pretty soon when everything takes off. But as I state, it a lot of things are individual, and then a lot of things are a group exercise. You see what I'm saying? So this is a part of a group exercise. Us giving you information that we receive or we think is pretty pretty informative that may help you if you take advantage of it. If you put on your boots, um, it'll help you, and then you'll be right beside us marching towards freedom land. And I know that we've heard that phrase before, but this is actually going to be freedom land, to where you can be free. You can do the things that you want to do. And this is not for half steppers or people that just want the handout. You discussed that and touched upon that, and that's probably a different podcast. But I feel that was designed.
Yeah, it's learned helplessness.
Yeah, it's all designed, but it was for a point to separate from everything. Like, we grew up, grandpappy gave his check to grandma, and grandma did what she needed to do, and then over time, there was a entity that was added to it that kind of brainwashed grandma and the generations that preceded, to where they didn't need grandpa, because we're going to call him Uncle somebody else. We don't want to put out Mark. Any. Yeah, we'll say Uncle Mike then, because it has Mark, Uncle Mark then. Sorry, got to get the names right. And Uncle Mark is going to take care of you, but it is to keep you to where you're at. It's not to help you evolve or to benefit and say, hey, thank you for the help, now I'm on this track. No, that's just to keep you there, so you stay there, and always depend on Uncle Mark. Now, there was a time that I reached out to Uncle Mark, and Uncle Mark said that I was a man, and I didn't qualify, but I did try. It was probably just me being naive and trying to get some extra help, but regardless, I survived, and it was a shot in the dark. Sometimes you do shot in the darks.
Yeah, so like the learned helplessness is like, I see it all the time. So I did a directions test with my students this week, and 65, or there's the statistics. 65% of them failed, right?
Oh.
And then, so the directions test is you, first line says, read all the instructions carefully before you do anything, type of thing. And then on question, or number 23, the last question, it says just do questions 1 and 2, and you're done. So all you had to do was read all of that stuff, but my students was like writing stuff down and yelling out things, and I was just sitting there laughing, and because
would be too.
I am, and you hear another word, I am, and that's kind of group thing. And then a couple of groups that was somebody at the table figured it out, because we sat at tables instead of desks in my room. One of them figured it out, and then they stopped and they erased whatever they had, and it's just, you already failed. Yeah,
you got the evidence right there. You can't erase it.
So
forensics.
So success is, you got to follow some type of direction, some type of guidance along the way. And if you don't know, if your parents don't know, like I talked to a lady this on Friday, and she was saying that like her daughter wants to go to college, and she's getting ready, and she wants to go to HBCU, but HBCUs cost a lot. And then I'm having conversations with my own students. I'm talking about if it's a financial burden for you and your family to go to college, like if your family can't pay for anything, then you have to look financially at how much money are you getting from that college, right? So if you got good grades and a decent ACT score, SAT score, whatever, you can get into these colleges, and they have merit-based scholarships that you can get. and a lot of people can get them, but you have to put in all the paperwork. You have to do all of the things just to get. You had to have good grades first of all.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So like all of these things have to happen for you to get the opportunity. And then what I'm asking at the end is like, what are we really teaching y'all about going to college? Are you going to college only if you get a scholarship? Because that's what, and a lot of people that I work with that are black and brown, they got scholarships to go to school, and like they are debt free. So they like, yeah, get scholarships. But then what happens to that big chunk of students that don't get their whole college paid for, and they have to put money in the game? Are we telling them, hey, this is still a good opportunity, or is like, oh, you got to find another route? And that's what I think we're leaning to, because we're all of the people that like a lot of people that I work with don't understand the fact of the worth part.
Yeah.
Like I understand the worth part because I can see the $100,000 in student loans that I got to pay back. I understand the worth, and I wouldn't change it for the world, because I understand what value it brought to me to go through that pathway, which there's other pathways to go. I can't speak on that other pathway, but I know it was a lesson for me to go through. That I've learned a lot going through my time in college, but people are bypassing that. The worth, I think the worth is has a lot to do with it, because like I get students college credits for free, and they like,
Free.
hey, do I need that to graduate high school? And I'm like, you don't need none of this. You don't have to take any of these classes if you don't want to.
And then what happens? We're going to bypass it because it's not helping us right now.
Yep.
But it's going to help you later.
Right. Because the seniors that are taking 15 hours of college credit classes, that's a whole semester. And that, depending on what school you go to, that's $12,240 that you saving.
You save. you get the gist of what we're saying. You can save it if you're willing to go through the trenches to go through something. That's all you have to do. Do you want a inconvenience now, or do you want a big headache later?
Delayed gratification. So they did a study on that, test with marshmallows. They gave little kids marshmallow, like one marshmallow, and they was like, if you wait for a certain amount of time, you get this many 10 marshmallows or something like that. And then they followed them same kids for like 50 years and see if they became successful, which ones became successful. And the ones what it was that they gave you one marshmallow, and they said you can have 3 marshmallows right now, or you can wait for the 10. So some of them wanted the 3 right now, and then some of them waited for the 10. And they followed these kids for maybe 30, 40 years or something like that, and saw which ones were successful and which ones weren't. The ones that weren't as successful was
got the 3 marshmallows immediately.
Got 3 marshmallows immediately, and that's the immediate gratification versus the instant gratification versus the delayed gratification. Yeah. And we see a lot of that. And then, so with all the elements, when a person is talking to you, like we're talking to you, talking about putting in the work, because we understand that it's worth it. When some people say those things to you, and you look at their background, and they had a lot of things going for them as far as family and society or whatever. If they had a lot of things going for like that gave them advantages, you have to take that with a grain of salt, because they are. I mean, but
And
that's what I was saying. Like you can't tell a person to to lift himself up by his bootstraps, and you understand the history of oppression for that
yeah,
group of people. So now you have to go into all of these different facets of life, and that's why the work hard philosophy is so it systematically gives you goals in every one of these arenas that you step into, so you know how you need to act, what you are going for, and what you need to do to get whatever it is that you want, and to put yourself in position for success. And that's all we're trying to do. So, um, and with those kids, like it doesn't necessarily mean because you would take the three right now doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be successful, but that's a habit that we can consciously see and understand that hey, this person is going to take the first thing moving, and then you got to look at the people that are evil in this world, and they're going to take advantage of that. They're going to be like they're going to be like, oh, I can get this person to I'll give this person enough money that they will abandon their culture or their history. Their like they will do whatever I want because I gave them enough money. I bribed them.
yeah.
And then this is another quote that I had.
It's Uncle Mark showed up.
Uncle Mark or a billionaire gave you $100 and you walk right back to your seat and shut up.
Yeah.
But
silence.
what I said was, you can't bribe me with money because I have a plan. If you can't bribe me, you can't control me. So somebody can control you if they can bribe you with something.
Yeah.
With something, with safety, with security, with money. That there's a whole bunch of different things that if you don't work those out within yourself, like I could work those out. I've worked those out in myself, so that's my FU money or F me money. That's my free me money. Because I done worked all these things out over the years, and that's the slow process, and that's the delayed gratification. I'm about to show people here with all of this stuff. I'm about to show people what not getting rewarded, not getting any awards for 23 plus years. I'm about to show them what that looks like and how free you can become when you don't depend on anybody. Like I didn't depend. Like most of the times I was talking to people on my way to getting to this point. Most people, like I was like I already knew what the conversation. I already understood the conversation, and I'm up here telling them like I'm up here getting my advisor to to double check, triple check my 4-year plan, so I don't have to stay another semester and and pay for another semester. Things like that. Like I was already aware of where I need to be, so I'm just not using people in the negative sense, but using the things in my disposal to get to the next level. So I'm using my advisors to on stuff that I know that that I need to get to the next step, to get to a graduate school, then from graduate school to working in the world, and then like I said, like you can't bribe me because and if you can't bribe me, you can't control me. So no, I can't be controlled. So if somebody knows that you're dependent on money or dependent on this assistance, I can control what you do. I don't have to do it. I don't have to tell you that I'm doing it. I don't have to tell you how I'm doing it. I could just control these things, just like the NBA player, athletes, the professional athletes. Um, they're still getting paid by somebody.
Yeah.
So they can only speak so much until they say shut up and dribble.
Oh, wow. So
you see what I'm saying?
A lot of people heard that.
Right. Yeah. Even the biggest of the biggest, the greatest of the greatest have heard that. Like, they don't want you speaking on certain issues, or they will take your career away from you or hinder it in some way that is detrimental to you because you didn't have a plan.
Yeah. Well, that's very factual right there, and you hit a lot of subjects that I see on a daily basis. It may not be to to the 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 point of no return, but I definitely I definitely see control in a lot of situations. And for me, you know, if I'm privy to that information, I just kind of take a step back and wonder, what is the real reason for you staying where you are? What hold do you have, or what? Because sometimes you can be you can do something and then it's like a secret. Oh, don't tell my secret. Well, you do this, this, and this, and then you be
That's
like, oh,
gatekeeping. We don't gatekeep.
yeah, I don't gatekeep. We don't gatekeep, but I'm just saying there's certain aspects of life that hold you to a certain pivot point in your life to where you can't misstep, or you're afraid that something will come out that may ruin you. It may make you a better person for it coming out, or it may ruin you. I don't know. And it just depends on your mentality and your determination to be successful. But for
You gotta have a
me,
plan.
you do have to have a plan. And as we speak right now, I'm working on my plan right now. But it's a compounded plan that I either learn something, or I hear somebody say something, I implement it in my plan, or see how that's going to benefit me if I apply to my plan.
Call that the Hansel and Gretel. I didn't put that in the book. I was gonna I was gonna put life lessons in the book, but like it didn't feel right to turn out like the way like when I was writing it.
Well, that's for your
But
next book.
Hansel and Gretel, you're picking up the breadcrumbs, or the you're picking up the breadcrumbs along the way to success. So um, success leaves clues,
Mm-hmm.
and so when you're on your way to success, you have to find these clues, and you're not going to find them without looking for it. Like I had to figure out a way to say that without being, maybe I need to be controversial, but like it can't be handed to you. Those breadcrumbs are there, they're somewhere, and you can learn them, and the information is out there. But if you don't understand what you need first, you're just gonna be um, a pawn in somebody else's game, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
in
and
a chess
then
game.
uh, and then you need to understand that your plan is going to be the the thing that um, takes you to the next level, and just picking up those breadcrumbs along the way, like you have to find them, and nobody's gonna be able to give that to you at all. And nobody was able to give that to me. People can't give it to me today. Like I got to piece everything together, because what I want to do is so big and vast that that I have to go through this process. And we on year 11 from when I created the work hard philosophy to now. Like that's 11 years, maybe even 12 years that that this has been a process. So and I take it slow, and maybe it's a harder route, but like when I even select jobs, like I might be getting a quote unquote demotion at the end of this year, but it's a I want the demotion because I don't want the responsibilities that's coming with the promotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
do.
I'll take a self demotion before I take
A bigger
they ain't
headache.
get what do you say?
A bigger headache.
A
Yeah.
bigger headache.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take less responsibility, a little bit less money, and be able to do my thing like this without any headaches outside of work. You know what I mean? And I don't have to sit there and be frustrated and and that's what they do to you. I get it in my job. Well-meaning people want you know, they are well-meaning people, but they don't necessarily want the same things as I want, and they don't want to do it. I'm not saying that, like, it's my way or the highway, but like I have some good suggestions, and people there have good suggestions that we need to try to implement so we can make life easier for across the board. If
Yeah.
you if you're not making trying to make life not easier, simpler across the board, then what are we talking about? Like we just have to we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and what do they call that? They call that insanity. Doing the same thing the same way, with the same attitude.
Not insanity.
Yeah, you ain't never heard that. Doing the
Uh,
same thing the same way with the same attitude. That's insanity.
okay.
So,
See, just you can learn. You can learn.
yeah. So we.
I
I mean,
I think that if you live your life a certain way, you can always modify it or adapt. And I had that chance this week. Some was presented to me about time and effort, and I was like, "You pretty much know my schedule. It doesn't change because that's my schedule right now. That's how I'm living and operating. So I give you windows to adapt. And if you don't want to adapt to those windows, then you just don't. Now, in the past, I used to feel terrible about people not getting what they want when it comes to me. But now I kind of don't, because if you already know all the information and there's gaps to where you can fit in and you don't want to fit in those gaps, then you don't
that's
have
on
to.
you. That's on you,
You don't
not
have to
me.
adapt. I'm not
Yeah,
adapting for you.
yeah.
I've
It's
already
called
adapted enough.
it's called compromise too. Like you have to compromise some of your schedule. If and he's talking about relationships at this point. Like this is an arena that you have to have goals in, and you have to have a strategy of what you want to do and how you want to live your life. But just you have to. Yeah, it's a compromise. So like I have a busy schedule, but like I am good enough, or well, I'm a good, great
Great.
time management person.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I can adjust my schedule where I need to. There's some places that I absolutely have to be, but if you want to compromise a little bit, like I can make you work in the schedule as far as um, uh, committing to time to spend with another person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like if you look at my schedule and I'm spending time with you, most of my time with you in my off time, then like my time is work is valuable.
It's very valuable.
So if I'm taking time out of my schedule to spend with you, like that's I'm not saying um like you have to appreciate it as much as I appreciate it, but you got to appreciate it a little bit. Like that's me telling you like you're
He's not
worth it.
saying it. I'm saying it. You better appreciate it, because I could just be at home. I don't care. I really can't. And that's what people don't understand about me. Throughout my life, as growing up and being older, I've always tried to make things around me comfortable to where if there's nothing to do, there's still something to do. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, so the compromise, and then like I'm gonna have to compromise a little bit when I get into a serious relationship or yeah, a long term relationship. Like, but that person also has to understand that like I still have goals outside of this, and outside of this relationship that I still have to work towards, and I think that's where a lot of my issues come from. It's not all of them because I got more issues than that, but a lot of the issues come with like, hey, I still have to do these things. You may not, but um, I have to. like I still have to work. I still have to take the time out to read these books. Or I have to still take the time out to edit these videos, to do the videos. So I have to be somewhere else. I can't just be with you unless you want to sit on the other side and do and do the video and help. Right. Like, but I'm trying to do something bigger. So and then this is another part of success and making it worth it. Like, I would pass up on relationships and I like or situationships or whatever it is, um, to keep my focus where it is going towards success. So you can hop on the train and come with me, but like I'm not stopping the train and we ain't exploring these different towns on the way to say nah man that's
oh, that's what I was waiting for. that's the end all be all right there. Once I hear that, it's not happening.
Nah man. Because like this is I'm gonna help too many people. That's my mindset. Like just my presence alone is it helps. Even black men's presence in schools helps students, all students, not just our students. That's why I'm in the school system, because I know where I'm needed. Just my presence alone gives a different perspective to my students. What they do with that is up to them, but now they have knowledge of, so now you can make a choice of this, and this. So that's why I'm there. Just my presence alone, not the knowledge that I have, even though I have a lot of knowledge to give you, but just by me being in your presence is going to help you be more successful anyways. And that's probably because we understand the demand that's out there.
Yeah.
And we understand what it is, what it isn't. We have a lot of black males in our school, and in the school that I work at, and we all, fist bump and stuff. Like every time we go past each other, we may not talk to each other on a regular basis, depending on where we are in the.
But the acknowledgement is there.
Yeah, and once we get together, we get together. Yeah. Once we meet up in the hallway, we talking it out, and and there's a whole bunch of well-meaning people, because we got to get to, I think, this subject, which is school in general. Students have a lot of young people are like, they're not teaching me what we need to know to be successful. Well, you don't even know what you need to know to be successful, first of all, and then second is that it's just the basics. And these are the habits and skills that you can work on while you're in high school, or grade school, or elementary school. Like, you have to work on some specific habits, like showing up every day, doing your homework or work, because y'all don't have homework anymore. But doing your work and getting in. Nah, they ain't had homework for years, boy.
I know I didn't do any homework when I was
You didn't do any homework. You had homework, though. That's the two different things.
That's crazy. Why don't they have homework? That's a different subject. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
but those are some of the things. Evolution. Like if you had homework, like you would be forced to do something outside of school that you had to plan, to prepare for. There's like barely any deadlines for the students, at least in my school these days. Like there's a workaround for everything, and that's not conducive to success. So I agree with you that they're not teaching you what you need to know to be successful, but there are some things that you need to actually do and practice while you're in this time period, because that time is going to get spent there no matter what. So we might as well make it useful, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, let's put in the work now so that we don't have to revisit these things later on. Because, like, this is a good story. I don't know, like, I ain't checked all the way into it, but it was this one kid, June. He, I saw him in the hallway a few times. I'm like, dude, like, what do you want to do with your life, like, after high school? I was like, what's your grade, first of all? What grade are you in? He's like, I'm in 11th grade. What do you want to do after high school? because I know walking around the halls is not conducive to future success, right? So I'm like, all right, what do you want to do? He's like, I want to be a truck driver. I was like, you know, the book is like this big to to get your CDL license, and you got to study that much, and you got to be in the classroom for a certain amount of hours. You got to practice. You got to be there on time. Sometimes there's different programs that if you late one time, you kicked out of the program. You see what I'm saying? So like
There's a
just by him
level
going to class, and I explained that to him. I was like, man, you like. Are you setting yourself up for being in that class for 8 hours a day? And I don't think that you are, because you ain't in class now. So the greatest predictor of future behavior is past behavior, right? So your past behavior is like you don't go to class all the time, but now when you want to make money and somebody is willing to and then I was like, you have to pay for that CDL class. You they ain't giving it to you for free just so you can go out and make money. Like that ain't how it works. So now you have to deem it worthy of your money and your time, because you probably won't be able to work a full-time job when you go into CDL school for 8 hours out of the day. Or you work a night shift, but then you still gonna be tired in the morning. So now you I mean, it can be done, but
it's a small sacrifice.
Right. It's a big sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice sleep. You gotta sacrifice some relationships. So, like a lot of that stuff is gonna go into play. And I was like, so are you setting yourself up for doing something like this and getting whatever it is that you want? And he was like, nah, I ain't. If you explain it like that. And then I didn't see that kid in the hallway for a long time. And then I just saw him the other day, because I do metal, so I see almost every student that comes through through the door. And I saw him again, and I was like, "Are you going to class?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to class." And me and this other dude was like pushing back and forth. We was hyped for. I was like, "You going to class?" Like that's what I'm talking about. So that was a good. Like I don't know for sure if he's going to class. I can look his grades up or his attendance up, but like, um, those are the things. That's a little thing that is setting them up for long term success.
Yeah.
And then this is what I told him after that. I was like, I need you to, and I don't say this enough. Like I need to start saying this more, because I'm giving a lot of criticism and stuff, constructive criticism to the young people. But I was like, I need you to be a leader in this world, and I need you to change the world. I want you to change the world, but I ain't never seen no truck driver change the world. You know what I mean?
No.
So I'm not saying that you can't be a truck driver or whatever you want to do, but like I need you to be capable of more. So if you choose to be a truck driver, that's a choice, and not just this is what I'm capable of, and this is what I deem I'm capable of. When you're capable of more. You just didn't even try at the beginning. So now you're limited in your options, and I don't want the students to be limited in their options. And I need you to be um, with many options, because you don't know what's going to work. And I talk to my athletes all the time. Let's go into athletes. I talk to the athletes all the time. Like you have the competitiveness, the drive, the work ethic. That all can be transferred over into the workplace, into your schooling, into everything else. The society has conditioned you to get stuff for free, and people give you lenience. If you're around a bunch of people that let you get away with stuff, those people don't like you. They don't love you. They just want you to get out of the way. I'm telling you from factual, like this, like if you need the people in your life that are like, hey, I need you to be in class on time. I need you to be at school on time. Like if they're holding you accountable in those ways, those are the people that you need to be around. Not the people that are like, oh, you all right, man. You play bad. Like we need you on the court more than we need you in the classroom type stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
those type of people you don't need to be by. And there's teachers like that. Even the good students, like I would let you pass or get there's no standards for them. And that's one of the things that Jane Elliott said about white teachers teaching black and brown students. The standard is not as high kept. The expectation is lower for those students, and I see it all the time. I hear it all the time, and I just don't say nothing about it. But I don't think that's my part to say something about it. That's why I'm on this podcast right now, saying something about it. My bad. I went on a rant.
No, that's fine. Those rants will be brought to you through our school as well. It's the mind of Michael. Well, we had a pretty good subject, and I know that if you've been following the podcast and you've been following us, then you know what's coming up, which is the questions that we have to answer honestly.
Yeah, what we give it? 15 minutes? Yeah, let's give 15.
Give them 15 minutes. I think that we. Oh, okay, yeah. Did we do the organ donor thing last time?
Or I don't think so.
Okay, well, that we'll start out with that. So yeah, this segment is called 3,000 Questions About Us. And question number 38 is: are you an organ donor? If so, why not?
I'm not an organ donor because of it's like what is that called, the conspiracy that black people's organs is more valuable, and they go in, like, especially if you have a certain blood type.
Oh yeah.
They are you can implant them in other people easily, more easily. Yeah, so that conspiracy is in the back of my head. Like, they can put your car in. Like, I have an electric vehicle. They can be like, all right, we're just gonna throw this car off the cliff, and and we just gonna get his organs after he passes away. You know what I mean?
Not the harvesting.
Yeah, harvesting. Yeah, that's what it's called. I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
One of the reasons why I'm not. I just
leave it to me to find something dark.
I mean, I can donate my body to science. I might do something like that. Well, after I'm 150.
I'm not an organ donor, and here's why. Because this is my body, and I do whatever I want. And I'm sure that the choices I made for myself is not going to be conclusive to the person receiving my part. So we'll just end it there. All right. Question 39. Should parenting classes be mandatory for new parents?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes and no. Because, I mean, with things changing the way they are in a timely manner, like every second somebody comes up with a new way to do something new, faster, better. So, I mean, yeah, it'll benefit you, but I think our last podcast we had a range of when you were supposed to be committed to being a parent, and I think that was supposed to be a study that was like maybe you were the most mature in your 30s. You have fun in your 20s, you learn some stuff, you get some wisdom, bam, you have a baby. You're more mature emotionally and mentally. Yeah, mentally, we'll go with that. To guide a new person in the world that is going to learn their way, and you're the guide, which is the reason why I don't have children.
And I didn't give my explanation. He about to go.
You gonna give it? I stopped.
I say yes because being mature enough to be able to raise a kid is different than knowing how to raise a kid. You know what I mean? Not raise it, but like, especially in the first few years, like my best friend from grad school and his wife are going through it with their son. You know what I mean? Just like medical issues.
Yeah.
So like there was a learning process that they had to go through. They had to sit through and be taught how to help his medical procedures out and what to do after this, what to look for, what to be cautious of. Like knowing those types of things is why you should like. I don't know if it should be a requirement, but like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm at least
understand.
be aware of have knowledge of what is to come. So, and that goes on to what your strategy is. Like that's why the work hard philosophy is so like I know that I may know how to teach kids. I may know how to raise them, but I don't know how to take care of them uh, at the younger stages and things like that. So I would go get guidance from somebody that I deem is along my uh, and this is what people do all the time. Like they find people that are like minded.
Yeah.
Like and shoot, if you think that's a strategy for you, if you think that what they're teaching is for you, and you can learn something from that, so you can apply it to help your child's life be better, that's what you need to do. It's not a requirement because people feel controlled when they're required to do something. So and people rebel against that, and
All
even
the
though
time.
it's like wearing a seatbelt, it's against the law not to wear a seatbelt, but people like
I'm
I
gonna turn
mean,
the radio.
yeah.
I'm gonna turn the radio off. Get that dinging out of my ear.
Yeah. So
Okay. Well, next question is what is the number one thing people always asking you for help with?
I don't know. People don't ask me for help because they don't know they need help. But I help people with strategy, and that's what I choose to help people with. Like I have students come to me and they ask me about scholarships and things like that, and I'm like, you need a mental shift to get through college. So that's what you come to me for. The scholarship stuff and the essays, you go to somebody else for that. Like I ain't doing everything. Like anybody can do scholarship essays and find scholarships and do that type of thing. Anybody can do that. Like that's not um, uh, a thing that somebody can take advantage of you with. But your mindset, if you let somebody into your mind and tell you what it is before, and they're not, they don't have your best interest at hand. Like you can not have my best interest at hand, but I pay you for a service and you still give me that service. You know what I mean? For scholarships, right? But if you don't have my best interest at hand and I'm asking you personal questions about your experience in college or whatever it is that's next and you don't give me all the information, that's a problem. But I'm gonna give you all the information. So
that's gatekeeping. We're gatekeeping.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a number one thing that people ask me for help with. So I don't really have anything
can I
to say
find
about
this
it.
1974 VW part? And can I return it?
No. The answer is always no. Get with the times. It's 2025. What movie did you love the original but hated the sequel?
Oh, I would say Gladiator, and Gladiator 2. So Gladiator 2 came out like 25 years later, 25 years later.
Yeah.
So, but like it just didn't have the same effect as Gladiator 1. Gladiator 1 I watch with commercials.
Yeah, I love that movie. I haven't watched 2.
I was a little disappointed. It was decent, but
I say, for me, sometimes if one is made and it is not, I discussed this with like a coworker the other day. I don't like when there's a TV show and then they decide to make a movie, or they make a movie as kick ass and then they decide to turn into a TV show. The elements
I
are
was
not
talking
the
to
same.
you about that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, the elements are not the same,
Yeah.
and it's frustrating to know a character that you grew up with, and then you see it in movie form, and it's just like, well, this is.
That was episode 1. That was the pilot episode.
Yeah. Well, what are
They
we
just
doing?
setting it up for a sequel.
Setting up for me not to watch.
But they said, so I read a book on what's that the Pixar and how Pixar got started, and
Yeah.
they said making a sequel is easy, or it's like a guaranteed moneymaker, because people are automatically just going to go just because they thought that movie was good the first time. So all the sequels you see is based off of, they want to make more money off of the.
Well, yeah. Like, I feel it has to be in a timely manner. Like Gladiator, I saw that when I was like a teenager. Like, this just came out, and I'm in my 40s now.
Yeah, it's 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy work. But I digress.
Digress.
How much more time?
4 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, this will probably be the last question. Are you more talk and less action, or vice versa?
I'm probably more talk and less action nowadays. I used to be more action, because I think it's because like my goals depend on other people, and like I'm telling you what exactly you need to, and that's something that what I should have said in the other segment, but like my goals are dependent on you achieving what you want to achieve, or progressing towards whatever it is that you want to achieve, or position yourself for. But so I can talk. Like, I've been in group fitness for 15 years plus.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in the best shape of my life, I was telling people, hey, you should do this, this, and this. I wasn't necessarily doing it online or anything like that. I should have been, but you know, I'm busy. Like, I got jobs, 2 jobs, and
Yeah.
doing fitness classes, and like I ain't about to edit no videos and all of this stuff and all. But yeah, like I need to be more. Well, I'm getting to that place where I'm more action than talking. Now I'm balancing it out. Earlier I was a lot of action, and now I was or I was less talking, more action. Now I'm more talking, less action, and now I'm getting that in between, like a lot of action, a lot of talking, and we about to get this. Like, you gonna see a whole bunch of videos. Like, I've been already working on the videos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get better too. So, and they're gonna come out quicker and quicker.
Yeah, that's progress. For me, I don't know. I guess I've never been a talker. I've been more action, but I also pay attention to who does a lot of talking and not a lot of action. So I may play into a certain situation just to see where it goes. But for the most part, for me, it's lip service, and lip service can be picked up from anywhere. I mean, I don't have to know this person to know that they're not going to do what they're going to do, which probably derives from the topic from earlier. But regardless, I'm trying to balance it out and be equally, action and talking. See it, hear it, see it, vice versa.
And I think that balances the consistency that people need. Like, you need to be consistent. So being polar opposite to either of those things makes you be more um, sporadic in the things that you do when success is a habit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
finding that balance of consistent talk, um, and to be negative, and what you're talking about is those people that say that they want to do something and are going to do something but never do it. I don't think we that way. Like,
No.
I'll say that I'm going to do something. It may not be at that moment though, but it's eventually going to get done when it rises up my list of priorities.
Yeah,
And that's why I think mine was a little bit off.
I may be a person that talks about something, or tries to project it into the world or speak it into existence. But for the most part, yeah, that word consistency, it can ring a lot of bells. Open a lot of doors as far as you making light of what you want out of life. Now, if you're just complaining, you're not doing anything about it, or you're at the pace of a turtle, then I'm going to give you some advice.
Turtle is a pace, though.
It is a pace. It is. It's on lawnmowers. You have turtle, and then you can go all the way up to rabbit. I never understood that. But anyway, I'm going to be a good listener and try and give you some advice to motivate you to do things you want to do. But at the end of the day, if you don't do them, it doesn't affect me at all. It just affects you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to be all the way up and be committed to excellence.
And one of the things that I look at, I'm like, man, I don't know if people want the answer. I don't know if people want the answer. So when I'm life coaching somebody, like, I try to guide them to the answer, even though I usually know it right off the bat. and with my life coaching, it's trial and error most of the time anyway. So, like, we're trying to figure out what works best. Like, what play, I don't like to call it play, because grifters be calling, like, let's run this play. Like, but in terms of sports and success, that's where I come from.
Yeah.
The play is like, we have to figure out what play works the best for you and is going to keep you most consistent on reaching those goals. And that's why when I was talking to the student about the mental health thing, I was like, I had to go back in and see, like, why was I saying that, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I evaluate the worthiness of a goal before I even start and commit. When you're younger, you're kind of obligated to commit to these things that without you being in full control. Like, your parents will be like, yeah, that. But as you get older, you get more autonomy, and you be able to pick the things that you want to focus on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And usually, now is what I'm seeing is that young people are trending towards the fun stuff, and that's why I'm like, we gotta nip that in the bud. We can have fun, yeah, but, like, let's schedule the fun. Like, let's do it on the breaks and different things. Let's put it in perspective. But, like, they just want to enjoy themselves all the time, and I'm like, that mental health thing goes out the window when you trying to get to a certain place. Like, the places that I want to get to, people are not just gonna just hand me it. They never just handed me it. Like, I ain't got an award in 23 years, you know what I mean? Since I was in high school, you know what I mean? So like recognition, those types of things, they may come, and you might have got recognized in high school, but you might not get recognized in real life. So you gonna, and I'm about to show y'all what the consistency, not the consistency, the aggressiveness and the competitiveness of a athlete, a former athlete, how that translates into this is what I need to do. And I wish I had, or no, I don't wish it. Let me back up, but But I got responsibilities too, so like it's taking me longer because I still have to make money. I was already in the rat race
Yeah.
before but if you have the opportunity to get out of the rat race and live below your means um, to delay that gratification, you have to do it early. If you do it early, your life will be easy. If you don't do it early, your life will be hard. So that's my last point of the day is that like um, delay the gratification, focus on the work needed to be necessary, have a goal. That's the number one thing. Always have a goal. Because if you have a goal, you can't be bribed by nobody else. So let me say that quote one more time. You can't bribe me with money because I have a plan. If you can't bribe me with money, you can't control me. So, or you can't. If you can't bribe me at all, you can't control me. So, you can't bribe me with money because I have a plan. If you can't bribe me at all, you can't control me. So.
You're just not gonna win with me, so I'm gonna make you do what I want you to do. And
Final thoughts.
that is conclusion. As you know, be committed to excellence. Be all the way up. Work hard. Work hard. Don't work yourself into a thing that you have to work harder. Be smart.
Work smarter and work harder. Excuse me. I think the music.
Up above the restricted area, he OC, that's a charge. They leasing, they rent team, my shit paid for what they charge. Ain't nothing for you to go out here and go get us on the one roof. Gotta be able to work hard. I'm up late nights, early mornings. I don't watch too much TV, city already performing. You keep them thoughts, I have no time for them. Solid cats and out raw for them. So much tension in these streets, everybody can't heat. Ready to settle petty beef, and I'm telling you, them cowards gonna be aiming at me. For the signal retreat, I'm gonna make them believe that I go hard. Try to knock me down, you can't count me out. Work hard. No days off, I don't get no sleep. I go hard. I won't lose, you won't lose, you won't lose. How to execute, ain't no limit to my brain, so waiting on you to work hard. Try to knock me down, you can't count me out. Work hard. No days off, I don't get no sleep. I go hard. I won't lose, you won't lose, you won't lose. How to execute, ain't no limit to my brain, so waiting on you to see, I'm out the door, it's time to get it. Say you ready to work, and let's get it. If you paper chasing, I'm with it. Early in the morning, I'm talking about fitness, suit and ties, I'm all about my business. Time to change your way of living. If you want it bad enough, go and get it. You don't need nobody else tell you go and get it. Work hard, look in the mirror, the reflection is you. You don't like the current stats, now what you gonna do? Everybody got a point, but I got nothing to prove. Everybody got a side, but you never hear the truth. Look at me, I know I go hard. I made a decision that ain't for the stars. I'll be up grinding one day, stay sleeping. My license plate telling to work hard. I've been patient, waiting, God know it. My time's coming, I know it. When you working hard, you ain't gotta show it. You know I'm hot and I know it. I took the game with a shot, that was yesterday. I ran 2 miles, that was yesterday. I stressed 3 classes, that was yesterday. I won hard, I promised, then yesterday. I work hard. I ain't got no time for no games. I ain't got no time to be playing. I ain't got no time for no social media, no tag me and nothing. I ain't any of your games. And Facebook, I call it fake book. Your friends list, that's what snakes look like. You don't know my passion, just know I'm active. Went back to school and I got my master. I go hard. Try to knock me down.